Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Y'all already know, man. We are back for an exclusive one. You know, we got Young Duck in the building, man.
Ain't so young, but
all the way
young.
from Cali, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
626. 626, baby.
There we go. So, man, you know, we have a lot of people on this podcast, but it's rare when we have out, you know, like people from out of town, you know, and when they come from out of town, man, they come with the energy, the vibes, and the stories that we love it, man.
We got stories. Love it, man. I got stories for days, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Stories happen like every day, so shit.
Man, so
pick a day.
Right, pick a day. Let's get it, man. Shout out to Young Duck, man. He's in the building.
Shout out my boy AJ.
So Young Duck, man, for the audience that don't know you, the people that don't know you out there, man, go ahead and tell them exactly who you are.
Give you a little rundown, not to be too long. I am a Scorpio. It is my birthday month, so I do tend to talk a little bit. So I'm gonna shorten this shit in
we need you to talk.
With that being said, I'm Young Duck from the 626 San Gabriel Valley, La Puente area. I grew up all around the city though, so I'm not, you know, specifically to one area, but if there was to be an area, it would be Puente, it would be La Puente.
Got you.
As far as music, barely started doing this shit like at 23, 24.
Okay.
It's been 7 years.
Okay.
It's my dirty 30 tomorrow.
Okay.
We're gonna act a little dirty, you know, not too dirty, you know what I mean? We gotta keep it clean, you know.
I hear it, man. I hear it. Love the vibes, man. Love the swag, love the vibes, man. So you out here for your birthday, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, dirty 30, man. You know, so hey, you know, when you hit them 30s, man, it's like, hey, we out here grown and we feeling good. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't like the 20s no more.
It ain't like the 20s, man. It ain't like the 20s, and you could feel it, man.
For sure.
It's a whole different energy, man.
I hear it crack in the knees now.
And that's what I mean when I say you can feel it.
That's man.
Hell yeah, Young Duck. So tell us about it, man. Tell us about that California life, man. How has that been for you?
I mean, it's been all life. I mean, all my life. So, as far as California life, I'll tell you like this: it's a fucking struggle. To be honest, I'm gonna let all y'all know, if you don't live in Cali and then you decide to go to live in Cali, I ain't gonna lie, dog, you better be ready to have 2 jobs, a hustle on the side, shit, fucking maybe have a sugar mama, a sugar daddy, something, because that shit, like, no lie, hey, you gotta hustle out there, you gotta grind.
100%.
Sometimes people fucking do so much and you barely get so little. So I mean, as far as Cali lifestyle, you know, I mean, there's so much out there to get, you know,
to gain from it.
to gain, you know, a lot of networking, a lot of shit cracking out there. But it is, you know, I ain't gonna lie, that it's slow. You know, you gotta be on your hustle tip over there, cause high key, like even me, I'm about to come out here. I'm about to come out to Vegas.
100%. 100%. That Cali life, man, it'll do it to you. But I tell you what, though, how do you feel about minimum wage being $12? Because that's what it is out here. So I know if you telling people if they go to Cali, it's a struggle. But
hey, I did hear about that. So with that being said, there's always a plan inside of a plan. So if you're gonna transition to somewhere, you gotta have a plan.
Oh yeah,
high key, like you know, you be like, hey, I'm gonna go out there and just fuck it, thug it out, and do this and that. Hey, you gotta be young. I mean, because, you know, like you said, you getting older, time starts to fucking fly by, it slip through your hand. Yeah, it slips through your hand. So it's just like, as far as the minimum wage and all that, nah, I mean, I come from a background of knowing shit. When you know shit, you come out here and be like, hey, you pay me for what I know. If not, I won't go. I'll stay out there with the fucking, was it 20 something an hour? Fuck it, I work at McDonald's. I heard they're making like 25 an hour. I'll flip a burger, dog. They fuck up on my order every time. So you know what? If I fuck up on an order, I'll tell you like this, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, they used to it, you know. That's the regular. That's
call and complain.
Right.
Shit.
Right. 100%. You know, so just being in Las Vegas right now, man, I feel like you gotta have some type of backbone structure and hustle in you to really survive out here.
Most
And I feel like that's
definitely.
anywhere you go, right?
Yes.
But it is a little easier in some places because, like you said, minimum wage out here is $12 an hour compared to the doubling it in California. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that, man, what's your hustle like?
My hustle is no matter what. If I, we run a little dry, pockets a little empty, we just, we figure out what to do as far as what hustle we could do or whatever move we can make. At the end of the day, like I've built bridges, I never burned them, and if there's any burned bridges, it's because they burnt them. So other than that, like as far as hustling background, this and that, is just you got to do what you got to do. It's like survival mode. Gotta make sure, gotta make shit happen. So if I for instance, like if I were to come out here, like I don't have a hustle. I mean, obviously I got a hustle. We ain't talking about that. You know what I mean? What do they say? Fucking allegedly, he hustles. But it's just like at the end of the day, it's like you do gotta have that the ambition that drive to really want to do what you want to do, because even doing this shit, music and stuff like that, like whether it pays or not, like you're putting money into it, and
100%.
it's your own money. So as far as like hustling and all that, it's just like if you want it, if you hungry, you gonna eat, and if you ain't eating yet and you starving, don't be afraid to go outside and go eat. You know what I mean? You gotta grind. You can't wait inside and let the food come to you. You gotta go outside and go get the food. It's like back in the days, you go scavenge for your food. You go hunt for your food. So you gotta hunt for your shit. You can't just be inside and let that shit come to you and fall to you. So as far as hustle, if you a hustler, you gotta get out there. You gotta go do your shit. If you got anything to sell, anything to promote or anything like that, you can't sell it from your house. You got to get out there and be like, hey, check it out, is what I got. Either fucking Instagram, and that's the thing too nowadays. It's easy. You just hit TikTok, you hit Instagram.
Right. We have social media now.
Exactly.
So it's a hell of a lot more easier.
Exactly. So don't let that stop you from being like, oh well, nobody sees my shit. You don't even gotta leave your house to show them your shit. I mean, I was supposed to be rocking my gear today, but I rock the ducks, all day.
For sure,
but I got some gear coming in too, some merch coming in, self-made hustlers, some Young Duck. Shout out to my boy Mikey Mike. That fool's got some shirts out there too. So tap in with my boy Mikey Mike. He's got the shirts. He's the one that helped me put this shit together though too. So
for sure.
Always shout out to my boy. But when it comes to hustle, you gotta grind. There's no way you can say, hey, I'm a hustler, and you stay inside. You ain't putting that work.
100%. And then when it comes to hustling, is that all aspects of life, or do you feel like you got to be in a specific category to really hustle, to bring that hustle out of you?
No, that's why me and Mikey Mike started Self-Made Hustlers, because it could be anybody and everybody, from to your tia, to your mom, to your uncle, to everybody that starts their own little business or that just gets out there and they grind. When you don't wait for nobody, you just get out there and you do your shit. That's a hustler. You know what I mean? Whether if you're making money or if you're doing your athletic shit, I got my kids are in sports, so I tell them, hey, if you're gonna go out there and play, you know what I mean, hustle up. You know what I mean? Like my son, like when he first started, he didn't want to do it. He would run the lap because in the beginning, when you do sports, they always try to make you run the lap.
It don't feel good in the beginning.
Let's see it, but they want to see your stamina too. So the coach is always like, all right, guys, give me a lap, give me a lap, give me a lap. And each week he practices twice a week, but each week, like he would run, stop, run, stop, run, stop. But that run and stop, it progressed as far as like next week. Now he's running halfway, then he stopped, and then he's running 75%. Then he stopped, and then I told my son, I was like, hey son, remember when you couldn't get around that whole field? You was running 25%, 50%. Now you have 75%. Just want to let you know you're doing a great job, but keep pushing and don't ever down. Like if you hit 50% already, don't go 40. Don't go 25.
Always reach that
at least
that next level.
51. And yeah, so
Even if it's one more
hustler,
percent, right?
hustler, you just hustle. That's why I tell my son, hey, hustle up, baby, hustle up.
Yeah.
Let keep it running. Let's go. You
Right.
got to keep that hustle. So as far as a hustler, you don't got to be, making money, this and that. You just got to be a grinder, someone that don't take no for an answer. Keep pushing, keep striving, keep grinding. And that's what makes you a hustler. Like, work, anything,
Right.
music, art, anything. You a hustler, dog. You
Yeah,
out there
100%.
you're grinding for your shit.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, 100%. And love the hustling mentality, man. So tell us, like, where does it come from?
Honestly, I feel like that shit runs in the family, dog. Because growing up, my
Yeah.
dad, he's a hustler. But if you were to see my dad and me, you would be like, "That's your dad." But because my dad is like the complete. He's not opposite of me, but he's nothing but he's the paisa, and I'm the south side.
Yeah. Okay.
On some real shit. If we
Yeah.
go in and be like, you running paisa, I'm running south side. But like the paisos, be handling work and doing
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no, for
so
sure, for sure.
when I was young, I never met my dad's side of the family until I was like, I think like 13, 12, 13. And then I would hear stories from my mom or my tias and uncles or on the other side of my family. Every time I met somebody new, they'd be like, "Hey, dad, your dad was a straight hustler. I remember this fool would come on a couch like this.
Yeah.
This fool had a fucking trash bag full of fucking fatty, dog. Like, and he would be drunk,
Yeah.
straight like, hey, dad, throwing you out there, dog, but you
Yeah.
don't do it no more, so it's all right, fool.
Right,
ain't
right,
nobody
right.
to catch your
Yeah,
ass.
yeah, 100%.
But this fool would have bags of money, dog. Like, and so I was always hearing that shit growing up. Like, hey, your dad's a hustler. He's a this, he's a that. But I never seen it. My dad was never around. I didn't meet my dad till I was like, I knew him when I was 3, but I never really. No, that ain't
Yeah,
shit.
no, for sure.
But
That's kind of a lot of our stories.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. So that's why I was
Yeah.
like, when I met him when I was older, but I heard a lot of stories and shit like that. So sometimes people be like, "Oh, you're like your dad," or you got it runs in the family, huh? You a hustler. Like, I don't know what it was. I just when it came to money and not having it and wanting your own shit, and
Right.
it's just I think in me as a young kid, I just remember always just seeing what you could do when you hustle and you gain your own shit, like gain your own money, have your own money, do your own shit. Like, it's just no one could stop you.
It's a whole
I feel
different.
I feel like you're unstoppable. Like, hey, I'm doing it. I could do it. What I mean? You're not. I mean, obviously, like. Yeah, yeah. So I think that's where it comes from. It's just like I was hungry, dog. I was starving out there.
100%, 100%. So being from Cali and growing up in these different cities, man. What was that lifestyle like when it comes to like just the activities that was around you? Like the just knowing the area you come from.
It was always a little bit different. You know what I mean? Because my mom always tried to keep us out of La Puente. I mean, now that it is a little rough and rugged, and it's not the best area. But my mom always just tried to look up because she grew up in that area and she ran away like at fucking 12 years old and she ran her muck, so she kind of had an idea of what maybe it might be like for us if we stood in the hood.
Yeah, yeah.
So we always moved around. So as far as like what it was like, I felt like we were always moving to different nice areas, but even though I was never in the hood, it's like the hood was in me because everywhere I went to, I was just, just always myself, dog. Like I just, I did me, dog, and I gave a fuck, talk about, my area or be like, yeah, this and that. Like, but don't get me wrong, I was in a shell because when I was doing all that shit, fucking just, I would hear about my uncles and I knew about that life and everything, but I never really kind of lived it, until 12 years old when we had to move back to grandma's house, and that's where we stood. And that was when shit started getting live, like getting down, fucking fights, enemies, this and that. So yeah, as far as living in different areas, it was cool. It was nice. My mom always tried to show us the nice areas, but hey, we was ghetto fabulous.
Right. Is there anything from your past that maybe happened traumatically that you probably like wish you could change about it or anything like that?
Traumatically and wish that I could change? Nah. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like I've come to like, hey, I'm getting a little older, so I feel like I've come to a point where it's just like I don't regret shit because, and even in the places, you know, even when I didn't make the opportunity or I didn't make the choice to be in the position that I was in, I was just dealt the hands that was dealt. You know?
that was handed to you. Yeah.
So. I just made the best of it as best I can, and you know I had to learn at a young age. You know what I mean, that you know if nobody's gonna do it for you, you got to do it for yourself. And sometimes you learn that shit at different ages. You know, and sometimes you learn it at 30, 20, right. 15, right. 10. You know, that's why some people grow up a little, you know, older, younger. You know, but
100%. So just being in the music industry and being in the music scenario right now, man, how do you feel about like artists that portray that lifestyle that some of us probably came out of and wanted to make it out of so bad, knowing that they have all this money and these, you know, this luxurious lifestyle, but they really want to be hood or gangster so bad? Well, how do you feel about that?
I feel like you should just live what you're really about, or talk what you're really about, or be what you're really about. If you're not about that, ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, there's a lot of motherfuckers that make good music that ain't in the hood, and they could still relate to people in the hood. So as far as like people making music and you know them trying to portray something they're not, hey, I don't hate. If it sounds good, it sounds good. But if you're not about it, you're bound to get your card pulled someday. You know what I mean? Like that's why sometimes I feel like even me, like I got my voice. They be like, "Hey, fool, you sound like Alvin the Chipmunk." Or you got a high ass voice or woo woo, and it's just like.
But it's unique, though, right?
You recognize my voice anywhere I go. Cause if I talk somewhere that I ain't gonna lie, I've had many motherfuckers tell me like, the fuck, we're out in an event or something, and I was like, hey, fool, I was just chilling, and I heard a voice, and I was like, what the fuck? I turn around and I see you. I was like, hey, what the fuck is Duck? What's up? So as far as like that, I mean, just be you, do you. I mean, you know, you could make music, and I mean, it's kind of hard to really kind of say that because like. I feel like I've put myself in a no hater mode, you know, where it's like I ain't hating on you, dog. You want to be rapping about something that you're not, you know, it's cool, you know. Just like I said, at the end of the day, you're bound to get your card pulled someday, somewhere. 100%. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you know,
how important is it for you to keep it real in your music?
It's mad important, and I learned that from the big homie Ghetto Child. Shout out my boy Ghetto Child. Yes, man. Sir. He always just, I mean, when I was, you know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like I said, that I fucking got put onto this shit, like, you know, not at a young age, but like I started really seeing the real shit when I was 12, 13. Yeah. And that was when I really started like kicking it with my big homie Ghetto Child. So like he was always putting me on with game, dog, as far as telling me like, hey, this and that, woo. And I guess from when I got to it, like, I never knew I was going to rap. I never knew I was going to even fucking be spitting flows. I would just freestyle because we would get drunk and get high. Having a good time. On the block. Hey, we'll talk some shit. And we would talk some shit, you know. And then the homie told me to start rapping or whatever. But I remember he told me, like, hey, remember, Duck, like, be careful what the fuck you say on the mic and what you say in your music. Because, for one, people are gonna hear that booty woo and they're gonna think, you know, so if you ain't a gun holder, if you ain't a shooter, if you don't fuck bitches, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Don't be talking about fucking bitches. Don't be talking about shooting shit. Don't be talking about being a killer. You know what I mean? Just talk about what you really, and then if you're gonna say something, it can either be like as far as like, hey, well, you know, this is the way I would react if somebody did, you know. So like, I mean, I just, when it came to talking about my shit, dog, like I just really tried keeping it about expressing myself, you know. So I think that's the reason why I found the passion in it, because I couldn't express myself. So when he told me to speak about your shit, talk about what you're really about, or talk about what you see in your vision, or you know, what you want to get, what you're trying to get, you know, this and that. So as far as like to the music, you know what I mean, sometimes I play around. We talk about what we want, and we talk about what we want to get. or sometimes we talk about what we had. Sometimes we talk about what we did. Sometimes we talk about So when it comes to exactly, so when it comes to music and me spitting about my shit, like like 110% of the time, dog, it's me talking about some real shit or talking about my feelings, talking about it's a big deal to rap about what my lifestyle or what I do or how I do. Even if I be like, hey, I want to be good. I ain't good, but I'm rapping about like I want to be not fucking up, not this, not that. So 110%, it has to be like some shit that I'm feeling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Got you 100%. So you're here now and like you're on this journey. So what are you doing it for at this point?
At this point, fuck, that's a good question, to be honest. At this point, I think I'm just doing it to keep my dream alive. You know what I mean? Like I had that question asked sometimes, like, what do you get from it? How much money you make, or this and that. And I'm just like, man, I really love to be in the game. I really love to rap about my shit.
Gotcha.
Talk about this and that, or express, like you said, express feelings, certain times, certain moments.
Yeah.
And then when people be like, hey man, like, hey, I listen to your shit, like that shit really helped, or hey, if you talk about shit, that I think that's what I really like do it for. Like 100%. I mean, if I get the fame and the money out of it, fuck it, throw it on. But high key, I just, in reality, what do I do it for? I do it for that, dog. I do it for people who are afraid to speak their mind, or that are going through what I go through and don't have an outlet to express it. I express it, and if they feel it or they like it, cool. You don't like it, you don't feel it, that's cool.
That's
I mean, like,
right.
I think
so when it comes down to that, do you have a lot of fans and a lot of haters, or how does that work out?
I feel like it's a mixture of both. To be honest, I sometimes I get hit with the Alvin and the Chipmunk shit. I get hit with the, hey, the food sound funny, or hey, your shit's a little off, or but then I got homies and random people that hit me up too and be like, hey man, I listen to your song, fucking Truth Is, or this and that, and certain. So that's what I started learning. Like, I don't want to hold on to any of my songs. Like every track I make, I need to let it drop. Whether I got a album cover, whether I don't, I can make a bullshit album cover and just drop it, because at the end of the day, it's just like, I feel like, what if somebody listens to it and they're like, hey man, like, oh fuck yeah, like, one song that I never thought a lot of people would like, or it was fucking Toxic. I don't know why. I still hear a lot of fucking reaction from Toxic. But then again, I start thinking to myself, like, we got homies and homegirls, everybody going through a toxic relationship.
100%.
And then
100%.
I
they
say,
can relate.
Exactly. But I made that song. I ain't gonna lie, I made that song because I was a little drunk. I wanted to fucking just get some shit off my fucking chest, and I just made a fucking whatever fucking album cover, and I threw that shit out there.
And you made the truth.
And then people be hitting me up about it. They be like, hey fool, like this and that. Hey, when you gonna drop that song? When you gonna do a music video to it? Can I come out in it? Or like this? And I'm just like, damn, I didn't know it was like that. But cool. So
right.
Yeah.
So what have been like one of the best moments that you have had so far on this music journey? Do you feel like?
Damn, that's crazy. Let's see. I think my best moment would have to be, I mean, and I didn't perform or anything, but shout out again to my boy Mikey Mike. That fool fucking we actually had I forgot homeboy's name, but high key is because he followed me. Or no, he didn't follow me, but we knew each other. We was cool. I followed him. I was liking shit. Never followed my shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna unfollow you, motherfucker. So I unfollowed him. But he's cool. He's an old cat. He got some moves though. He's got pulled, dog, like that. But he brought us out here to a hotel. He got the hotel. Fucking paid for, or well, like our tickets to get to the backstage, and I met RBO Paz. It was not RBO. It was Spice One, Dog Pound. And it's just like, it was just a real good time and good event. Feeling like I wasn't performing or anything, but it just felt really cool to fucking just be out here and feeling boss. Like, hey, dog, like I I got that. Hey, I'm access to the back, dog. You know what I mean? Where you at? Oh, I'm all the way at the top. Right. You know what I mean? Or we went to the pool to go drink. Like, oh, complimentary drinks. Like, what's up? Like, it's little shit like that. That's cool. Like, I mean, I don't want to say that that's the best thing, but it's something right off the top. So I'm not right here thinking. We're like,
no, for sure, for sure.
That's it. That's a good one.
And I could tell, obviously, like, you don't do this for the money. You don't do this for like any type of exposure. Like I feel like this is really inside of you, and it makes you feel really, really good about the life that you're living, the path that you're taking, and everything like that. And that's passion.
Yes,
that's passion, and that runs deep. You know, a lot of people don't have that because they're chasing the money.
Yeah.
And little do they know, the more you chase the money, the more it runs away from you. Be a person that could attract money. You know what I'm saying? Be a good internally, like, and not like you said, we're not all good. I'm not.
We're not exactly but just
be right. Be an attractive person to success,
positive
money,
energy,
exactly. Because doors will open for you.
Yes, they will.
Doors that you know.
I mean, there's certain situations that happened. This was like last week and this week coming on, but. Me, I'm a big helper. I help out, you know, and sometimes like I heard some shit going on and it wasn't going to the best for somebody, and I was just like, hey, you know, I got you, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And we helped the situation, or we did the best to help the situation. I'm not saying I came in and I was like, hey, everything's gone. Yeah. But I came in and I did help the situation a good amount, a great amount. I believe, and that's just in reality. If we were to get on the situation, everybody like, damn, dog, you did that. Like, so like I did that, but sometimes people ain't appreciative for shit. Yeah. You know, and I really don't. I mean, it bothers me sometimes, but now that I ain't gonna lie, that's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't all good, but I've been getting back into my scriptures. I am the man upstairs, the one who walks with me every day. When I'm walking by myself down the street, trust me, I ain't walking by myself.
I'm walking alone.
And if you see me talking by myself, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to the man upstairs. We're talking. We're like, hey, dog, it was good. So, with that being said, you know, I feel like everything you put in, you'll get it back. And if you don't get it back, don't worry. It's all good. God's always going to take care of you. So, I mean, I'm always putting 110%, you know, and for other people, if they don't do it, like, I feel bad because it's like, I could tell you, hey, there's a whole well full of water. If you're thirsty, you could drink, but you ain't gonna drink it unless you thirsty, unless you want to. So
100%. It's like the phrase that they say: you could take a horse to the water, but you can't force him to drink it.
I put that shit in the song.
So it's like I can show you the way, I can show you the ropes, but it's up to you if you want to take it. You know, and some people some people just don't want it like they say they do, and they would never get it because it's not inside their heart and soul.
And sometimes it might take them a little later to find it, dog.
100%.
I can't.
But you know what I mean? For sure.
That's why I say sometimes you learn at a young age, you learn at an old age, and
and it's never too late.
Never
example,
too late.
like Oprah Winfrey, Eric
Bill
Thomas,
Gates.
Bill Gates, all these guys. The guy from the KFC. Shit, why you think he's 60 years old on his box of chicken? You know, that's the age he actually.
He made it. He made it all popping. You know what I mean? It don't. 100%. That's why.
Hell yeah, man. That's the passion is there, Ducky. The passion is there, man. Yes, and I'm really proud of you. You know, just being out here, coming through for this, and like
I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course.
Hey, shout out my boy AJ too. I didn't know this fool had a fucking podcast out here. I be coming over here and I don't get no podcast. I was like, fuck that. I'm coming out for my birthday. We need a podcast.
For sure. And you know, I wish you a great birthday, man. And we're gonna turn up. You can turn up. We out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So for sure. So you out here, Ducky. You out here. You know. Wait, do you have a girlfriend at all?
No,
wife? Anything like that?
No. Surprisingly, I mean, I had a girlfriend. That's when I was kind of, time back. But I'm saying honestly, for like, okay, just keep it real. I'm single, like a motherfucking Pringle. Yeah. You know, but you know, what I mean, I barely. That's why, like, me getting back onto my road of building myself again, dog. Like, I'm the type of person where I can lose myself over a female. And not it's like, oh, it's just because, like, you know, I like to, when I find my girl and the one that I like, I put in my time, I put in my effort, and sometimes I'll
love hard.
Yes. Yeah. I'll make moves that be like, fool, what the fuck you doing, dog? Like, why you making a move like that? You know what I mean? But as far as right now, I'm single, dog. I mean, I'm just, I I mean, I ain't even looking, dog. I was just, I had something, I had something going on, and I thought that shit was real, and I never, like, I haven't, you know.
So do you think it's them or you think it's you?
Nah. It's a Mando. It's a Mando them. Mando that effort. No, for sure. Because in the beginning on some real shit, like I ain't gonna lie, I ain't the perfect rock in the motherfucking in the dirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm a good ass rock. You know what I mean? I'm a good ass rock. I got a little dirt on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but no, I'm like straight up. Like I mean, I do the most. I do a lot. So as far as me, nah, I just feel like it's nowadays, like, it's really hard for females to really try and like put their trust in someone or really like, you know, fuck with somebody. And then it's because, like, the way I see it is, like, me, I've only been in long relationships. I've only been like 2, and this last one was one of them, or like, or maybe 3.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not really a, you know, don't get me wrong, I'll go out, I party, you know, I might flirt, I might be like, hey, you getting nice ass, you know, or whatever the fuck. You
but
know
you
what
take
I mean?
relationships
But
serious.
yeah, nah, I try to, because like, I feel like I said, I'm not old, fool, but fuck, fool, like, high key, like, my first relationship was that was my baby mama, and so like, I did the whole family thing. I did the job, come home, you know, have your family there, you know, this and that, so as far as that, like, I could do that, and I like that, because I ain't gonna lie, fool, like, I like to get home, dog, get my back scratched, dog. You know, I like to get home and have some fucking some food made. Fuck it, fucking even if you go buy me some food and fucking bring it home, like, hey, I bought you some food, baby. You know, so like, as far as when it comes to that relationship, I could be a simp ass motherfucker, but I can be a motherfucking savage, and that's if you make me a savage. So as far as right now, I was a little bit simp mode, and before I came out here, I just turned savage. Yeah. Like, and I'm not saying that to say that because I'm in Vegas, but because high key, fool, like, I put it down, fool, and I hooked it up. Like, I mean,
like, you did your part.
But it's because even though I was talked, like, okay, we're not gonna put it out there. I was talked down dirty though, and then, you know, like, I was like, they said, don't fuck with me. I said, all right, cool, whatever. But then they hit me back up, and then it's just like, okay, you hitting me back up. Why you hitting me back up if I ain't shit? Right. If I ain't shit, why you calling me? Why you calling my phone? But I'm there. I wasn't a dick, dog. Like, well, fuck you. I was there, and I came through on some clutch shit, dog. Some, you know what I mean? I clutched that shit, dog. Like, on some real shit. I gripped it. I clutched it. But they said I didn't clutch it. They said I didn't come through. Why? They said so. At that point, I think that's where I fucking draw my final straw. Was like, I could be a simp, I could be a fool, I could this and that. But you know what? Nah, if you're gonna tell me that no, I didn't, or I wasn't there, or shit, I had you crying on my shoulder.
Do you come across women that, like, kind of like try to tell you what a man should be?
Yes. Or like how, fuck yes. Yeah. Fuck yes. I get that shit. And it's so like.
Is that a problem? Because I know that's a problem for me.
It's a big problem, but it's because, like, sometimes I feel like people be telling me, oh, you's not a feminist, or you anti-fem, or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I don't know what any of that shit means. I'm gonna just tell you like this. At the end of the day, and this is a real fact, growing up, every man, I can guarantee you, growing up, their mom taught them how to treat a lady, how to treat a woman, what to do, how to do it, be, you know, this and that, this and that, right? But I can guarantee you, not one mom, and then because obviously sometimes the dad ain't there because the mom don't want or whatever shit. Right. But they always get told what a woman should get. What a woman should receive, but they never talk about what a woman should be doing, what she should be, you know, and not to be like, oh, well, I don't need to give shit to a man. That's the fucking problem,
and that's why they all have that mentality.
Exactly, because
a lot of women nowadays have the mentality that, oh, a man is supposed to take care of me, supposed to give me all their money, supposed to do my nails, hair, take care of me and my kids, and pay all my bills, and they never say what they're supposed to do for a man because they were never taught that.
Never. Never.
That's
And so
insane.
not to sound like that, to be like, oh, they're like, oh, this guy. Like, nah, it's not even that. It's just the fact that like I know how to treat, I know how to be respectful, open a door for a girl.
Right,
And see, I'm gonna tell you like this, and even in this generation, I be pulling some fucking crazy ass moves, dog. Like, and it's just like, man, you still have the audacity to say that I ain't shit. It's like, I can guarantee you, all the motherfuckers that you went out with, not one of them opened a fucking door for you. Right. Not one of them, and that's a fact, dog. Like, I opened the fucking door in the passenger seat. Hey, get in. What's up?
Because I'll keep it real with you. I don't open the door for
exactly.
That's crazy. And not that I don't want to, or like it's my
if she
ego.
deserves it. If she deserves it, you open that shit.
I just don't. I just don't do it because like I feel like you like when you in love with a woman and like you love them internally, outside, inside,
you'll put
everything
your shirt
you
down.
already know.
You'll put your shirt down just so they don't walk in the mud.
It's like you damn near remember what a gentleman's supposed to be like.
Yeah, so
you remember the movies. You remember.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I know what all that shit is, and I just feel like getting older, I was always a simp ass fool, a sucker ass fool. So that I get older, I'm learning like, you know what? That's why I was like, yeah, I do this and that. I do. I'm a gentleman, but not every female deserves that. And hey, sorry for you females out there. Y'all get mad at me for saying that. It's just because
it's the truth, though.
It's the truth. It's like high key, like I'm gonna go open a door for you so you get in my car and feel all nice and proud. When after, if we just go and eat and I drop you off, you gonna most likely text another vato or be like, hey, what's up? Come swoop me up. I just got here. Oh, whoa. So I'm gonna treat you like a lady while you acting like a hoe.
Right.
I don't think so.
What's the crazy? What's so crazy about that is the fact that women know how to hide it so well.
Fuck yeah.
So well.
Fuck yeah.
And what's the craziest part is they will be doing the same shit they're accusing you of doing. Literally.
Fuck yeah.
And it hurts, because some men, and like you said, like me, for example, I grew up rough, but I was a lover at the same time. I love women. Oh, bro, yes. I love women, bro. Anybody that know me can tell you.
I say this is the way I see it. And I heard this when I was younger. And it stuck with me. It says, or homeboy was like, hey, women are beautiful creatures, and because they are, dog, they're beautiful, and they could be tall, they could be small, they could be thick, they could be skinny, beautiful creatures, beautiful, but you could be the prettiest vomit, and that's the suckiest thing, that you could be so gorgeous and so fine and so this, but you have an ugly ass fucking attitude, ugly ass this and that. It's just like
it's like beauty on the inside and the devil on the inside.
Oh yeah,
beauty on the outside and the devil on the inside.
And I just be like,
and it's so crazy because it do be the most beautiful ones.
Yeah,
it be the most beautiful ones. And you would think like, okay, what made you like this? And it's usually it goes back to a guy that really fucked them over. Yeah. And they just treat every single guy.
That's why I feel like everything is a cycle. Because like there's gonna be a girl that fucks with a guy that fucks up the guy. Then there's a guy that fucks up the girl because there was a girl that fucked up the guy. So now he's fucking with this and he's fucking her mentality. Big cycle. That's why it's like.
So would you rather be the lover guy that you are and deep inside your heart than the guy that just have to be ruthless because of all the shit that you've been through? Or like would you really rather like find someone that could really bring out that great side of you because that's who you want to be?
I would really love to find somebody, to be honest. Like I said, I'm a simp ass fool, but I could be a savage ass fool, and at the end of the day shit, I mean, you're born alone, you die alone, but at the end of the day, the way I always see it is just like, who you gonna enjoy your time with? Right. My time, like, everybody's time is expensive and everybody's time is precious to them. That's why sometimes I seen this video where some guys like, hey, that fool just walked through our interview and he, like that fool had no fucking care in the world. That fool just this and that. And it was some geeky ass kid and he was like, well, it's okay. He's because everybody's time is important to them, and everybody's on their own time. They're always looking at their own shit, you know. And sometimes they're too busy thinking about their own life, thinking about
to
their
even
own
notice what's going
to
on
even
around
notice
them.
about this guy, about that guy. But everybody's on the same tip. Everybody's thinking about their shit. They be like, hey man, like what am I there? So you don't worry about who you pass up, who you cut off, who you talk shit to, who you this and that. So the way I see it is, if I want to spend my time with, I want to spend my time with somebody that's important, that I can enjoy my time with and have fun with. Don't get me wrong, I could be a dog. I'm a motherfucking barker, and I'm outside. I'll be fucking growling. I do all that shit. It's just at the end of the day, what's inside. I go have fun, do this, do that. I go home, and I'll be real with you. I go home and I lay down. I think about my kids. You know what I mean? I think about like fuck, like you know what I mean. Like I had a family because I did that family shit. Dog.
Right.
It reminisces in my head, but
all the time.
I know what'll work and what will not work, and I know that it wouldn't work. You know what I mean? There's too much shit going on, like with me and my baby mom and all that, so that just wouldn't fly.
So do you think because of that relationship that you still have and hold on to, because you have kids and everything like that, do you think that affects your future relationships at all?
No, I just feel like it's my my present shit going on is because I have my past shit and then I have my present shit, you know. And then as far as people trying to put my past and my present together and then be like, is this what I'm willing to deal with, or is this one? Most of the time they be like, fuck that, you got baby mama, Charlie, you do music, Charlie, there's always fucking girls on you, there's always this, there's always that. But that's the thing. I could be.
Do you think it'll make all the difference once you run into the right person though? Because there is some women out here that will accept you with your kids, because there's a lot of men that will accept women with their kids, you know. And then even being in the industry that you're in now, there's probably a woman out there that can't wait to meet a guy that's coming in the same industry, you know, that she's in, someone that they, you know what I'm saying, with the same mentality.
So as far as that, I think that's where I found myself in the position that I'm in right now, is because I started talking to somebody. I didn't know I was gonna like them. I didn't know I was gonna fucking think or have an idea or like picture something moving forward, but I did.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So, I did have that thought and that mentality and being able to move forward and stuff, but just like I'm telling you, like shit, it gets complicated, dog. Like I never knew that it would get this complicated, but it got complicated, dog, like a motherfucker, dog. Because, especially if you're both in the same industry, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go do a photo shoot, I'm gonna go do a video, or I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that. Guy or girl? Okay, well, who's gonna be there? Oh, well, can I come? Oh, well, no, because of this. Me, I was always the type of motherfucker like, slide through. I want you to see this. I want you to see how I make my shit happen. I want you to see my pictures, my videos, how it happened, the background scenes. Fuck it, take a video, whoa, this and that.
Right.
But on my scene, I'm nervous. I don't want you to see, or I'll be too shy, or whoa. And so it's like,
do you feel like that come with insecurities, or do you feel like it's just a cover up for what they're doing?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I'm be factual with you, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, in our reality, like when, like you said, when you find that right somebody, you're willing to fucking lay it down and do this and that. And so I never found somebody that I was willing to lay that shit down really until I met, you know, so and so, and I was like, we'll lay this shit down. Yeah. But it wasn't so easy for me, because I never was like, hey, I'm gonna lay this shit down, I'm gonna hold it down. Whoa. I never had that piece, especially after because I was family man. And after that, I never found that shit again. So when that shit happened again, it's just like, had to put in my mentality, like, all right, if this is what you're gonna do, remember, you got your kids on your side, you got your baby mom, you're gonna have to fucking work shit out that way, you're gonna have to work shit out this way. You know what I mean? If I go all in with so and so, and then fucking 2-3 weeks later they be like, nah, I'm not feeling you. So I put in the time. I let my kids know about you, or I let so and so know about you, or this and that know about you, and then you just say, oh, I'm not feeling it. How that's when it puts me in a position where it's like, that's what makes it tough on guys in my position and people in my position to really find somebody and move forward. And I didn't think I was gonna. I thought I found. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, like that, I'm still you still got a little simp in me, but
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm getting and what I feel like. I feel like you are very passionate, and that's whether it's your career, your relationship, and anything that you do. I feel like you go all in, and you're there. So when it comes to a relationship, I feel like you're like, okay, I know a relationship. You're supposed, as a man, I'm supposed to be good to my woman. I'm supposed to take care of her, love her correctly, and show her the great things in life. And I feel like that kind of is your mistake, because a lot of women don't come in with that same intentions that same mentality, because they probably already been through some fucked up shit. They're like, oh, he's probably just like the next guy, but let me test the waters. And you get what I'm saying?
That's why I came out to Vegas alone, my boy, because high key, like, on some real shit, everybody knows me. When I go somewhere, I'll be getting, I don't get the most expensive rooms, but I could be getting some nice spots, you know? And I ain't gonna lie, everybody's like, hey, what the fuck? You was in a fucking sick ass room. Who'd you take? I'm like, I went alone. Why'd you go alone for? I'm like, cause I've gone to the point where I ain't about to take no fucking female out and show her the greater things if she don't fucking deserve that shit. If she don't deserve, and I'll be real with you, dog. Like, I'm a big night. I help people out all the fucking time. Like, okay, for instance, we'll just give it an example. This past 2 months, I've been to Vegas twice. I had nothing but cash to blow for other people's birthdays, for other people's times. I came over here on my birthday and I only got $100 in my bank account. Damn. But I make shit happen, dog. I'm gonna make something happen, and I already got some plans. I just do that, and I ain't afraid sometimes to take the step. Like, my rooms were paid for to come over here, and some people were like, "Why you even gonna go over there? Why?" Because, dog, just you sometimes you gotta take that. You gotta take that risk, carnal. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just hell yeah. I'm a risk taker. I'm a risk taker, dog, and you know what I mean. I bet on myself. Fucking 210%. So.
That's what's up. And realistically, that's really what it takes. A lot of people don't even take the risk, but they want the success behind the risk that everybody else was taking. A lot of people don't even put in the work, but they want the success, because it looks good. It looks good, but they don't know what was happening between that timeline right there to get where it's at. So hell yeah, man, you got the right mentality. I do want to ask this though. If you were to like let go of that soft, passionate side of you and become like not ruthless, but like more like, look, I'm not playing no games. I don't, I would, like, look, bitch, not even just with the females, right?
I would most definitely. I'll tell you like this. I would most definitely progress, and the way I can say that, and the way I can feel that, and the way I believe that is because when this shit happened, I ain't gonna lie. I was, I gained myself and I lost myself a little bit because I was in that relationship and I was whatever. But now I feel like I regained myself again, and that's why I ain't taking no shit. They say, hey, fool, this fool's on savage mode. It took him some shit for him to get on savage mode. So as far as me not having that soft shit and just straight savage mode, that's the reason why I'm still grinding, because that's why I got that shit. I got my baby outside. You know what I mean? That's why, hell yeah, because it was all because I was dealing through some pain. I didn't gain it right away, but I kicked that shit to the side. I said, hey, it's time to grind, it's time to hustle, time to get your shit in. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't ever let anybody make you feel sorry for your motherfucking self too, because at the end of the day, everybody's here for a purpose. Everybody, 100%. No matter what 100%. You're doing, it's just up to you. If you see your purpose and you want to get it and you want to gain it, and if you help somebody find their purpose, feed them. But if you try and show somebody their purpose and they don't want to see it, you got to let that shit be, because you know what, they're working off your energy, and that's a fact. Because I gained myself where I'm at right now, and then I help somebody do something, and I just felt like, you know what, you were just taking my energy, and that's why I'm like, you know what, like, you know, I'm not savage. I'm cool. I'm generous and this and that. You know what I mean? Like fucking the other day, some fool's hungry. He say, hey, can I got some change? Woo, woo. Nah, I don't give you no change, dog. But you hungry? I go inside. I'll get you a meal, some French fries, and a soda. You know what I mean? I'll take off my sweater off my back. I'll take off my shirt. I gave my favorite Saints socks. I'm a Saints fan, dog. Hey, go say who that? I gave my socks, you know, to people in the street that I seen walking around barefoot, dog. I say, hey. Yeah, I got socks at the pad, dog. Yeah, here you go. So
and that came with your like experience. You learned how to like grow through these certain moments, and like you learn from the hard times and like moments that broke you like that, right? So tell me, what has been one of the darkest moments in your life that you feel like you've ever went through?
Darkest moments, dog. I mean, there's a few. I mean, I guess the very first one was when I got kicked out of grandma's pad where I lived in La Puente. Fucking, I was in probation school, and you know, you're a kid. You think ain't nobody gonna kick you out. Ain't nobody, you know. You think when you're young, you know, you just, hey, it's all good. Whatever, I'm here. Yeah. I do whatever the fuck. You don't kick me out. But I was like 13 at the time, or at 13, and I was in probation school, and I used to get picked up at my grandma's house. My mom, she couldn't stay at my grandma's house because I don't know, some complication, something happened. So she had her own room 3 blocks down, and I would get home like, you know, I was a little kid on the wild, you know, like, so I wouldn't come home till like 9-10 o'clock at night. Grandma told me one night, hey, you know, 8 o'clock is your time. I don't want to be opening this and that or that. So if you're not here at 8 o'clock, I'm locking the doors. You're sleeping outside. Then I was like, okay, grandma, whatever. I was like, I was a little rude ass little kid at the time too. So I was like, yeah, whatever, grandma, I'll be here. I got home at 8:15, dog, because I was like, hey, my grandma said I gotta be home. Whoa. I didn't give a fuck if I was late. I was like, I'm showing up at 8. I usually show up at 10, 12, 11. Right. You know, like, so I'm just like, all right, cool. I get there, 10:15, doors locked. And then she's like, you sleeping outside? I was like, whatever. I went down the street to the homies. I slept in his car, and I went up the street, went to school because I got picked up from school, and I came back. My grandma told me, like, you're not allowed to stay here no more. You gotta leave. You gotta be gone. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? And at that time, you see, that's where it's crazy. Like, it wasn't a bad moment, but at the time, none of the homies was picking up. Nobody was there, you know, this and that. And I remember it being like 8 o'clock at night, and I have my little bag, and I'm in front of my grandma's pad, and I don't know where the fuck to go, dog. I can't go with my mom because she rents a room, and they said they don't want no kids. They'll kick her out if I go. That's the reason why I'm staying at grandma's pad. And I just remember, dog, I didn't know what the fuck to do. For like, I just I sat down on a little pillar that's in front of my pad, that, you know, for the gates and shit. And I just I sat down on my ass, dog. Put my hands on my knees, and I put my head down, fool. And I remember I was just busting out in tears, dog. And my neighbor, shout out to my boy Eddie, dog. Eddie, fool. Hey, if you see this, dog, he ain't even out there like that. But that fool he walked up to me, and that fool, he's like, hey, what are you doing, little homie? And I looked up, and he's like, what, are you crazy? And I was like, I got nowhere to go, this and that. He's like, man, grab your shit, fool. Come on, we're going to my pad, fool. He's like, we're gonna go to the back. We're gonna smoke a couple bowls, and, you know, I'll make us some food. We'll eat, and we'll knock out on the trip. Man. So he took me inside, went to his room, smoked 2 bowls. That fool made some spread with some bread. You know what I mean? I couldn't even finish that shit because that was my first time eating spread, and that shit got me full as fuck. And I was just like, I ain't gonna lie, dog, like, that was a time in a moment where, you know, you feel like hopeless or lost or this and that, dog. And then homeboy just came and was like, don't worry. And I think maybe, I don't know if that is where I got my shit from or whatever, but I know for a fact that now that's the reason why whenever I see somebody at their lowest or at the bottom, like I seen homeboy shriveling up at Carl's Jr., had no shirt, had no socks, and we just got out the club, and like I'm dressed up, this and that, and I went out. I didn't give him my jersey because I wore my jersey, but I took off my jersey. I took off my jersey, and I took off my undershirt, and I gave him my shirt, gave him my socks. You know, I fucking popped open my trunk. I had an extra sweater in there, and I gave it to him. I was like, hey, dog, just stay warm, dog. Like, hey, my bad, dog, I can't give you more, but this, you know, I'm gonna give you a little something.
Man, and I feel like just like the fact that you just took your clothes off your back to give to somebody else, man, it says a lot about you, man. And I feel like no matter what, this journey that you're on, you keep pursuing this thing, man, and you keep doing it with that passion that you have inside of you. And obviously, you know, sometimes you do gotta toughen up and know when to say no, and know when to be like, you know what, you're not gonna play with me, you know. But I feel like you are destined for greatness.
Appreciate it,
and I think like I personally really do want to tell you, I don't want to see you give up on this. Like I really want you to keep going,
dog.
because there's a lot of people that don't have your story, bro. There's a lot of people that ain't been through shit. And they'll tell the world like, oh, yeah, I don't know what I've been through. You ain't been through shit. You know, no stories to tell, you know, just spoiled as hell.
We
just,
could be here all night.
You know?
I could tell you story after story.
You know, and I want to ask because, like, you know, just knowing you couldn't go to grandma or mom, you know, because those are your go-to in life for any man, any woman, you know. How did that make you feel? Like, how did you look at life after that? Like, just knowing like you really couldn't go to your grandma or mom when you needed them the most.
At the time, I was mad. I was mad. I was hurt. I was this and that. And then I realized that when I got, well, not that when I got my shit together, but just grinding, hustling, doing little fucking agency jobs and this and that. And then I caught a case with the homie. But at that time when I caught a case with the homie, I was in the verge of getting hired on to a union job. So it's just like at that time, my mentality was just like, dude, I got to do better for my son. I got to do better for me. I got to do something. I got to not show my son what I've been through, and so at that time I just fucking said, hey, like I gotta change the fucking, I gotta change the route, dog. I gotta change that cycle.
Break those chains, break
those chains, dog. 100%.
So do you believe in passed down, and not curses, but like being, how do they call it, like generational curses of like passing down that, you know, like damn, you know, family to family being like, broke and struggling. Do you believe in that?
Honestly, I probably wouldn't, but it's crazy, dog, that I have family. I got close friends that straight up tell me like, hey, dog, like, why is it that you go through so much shit, my boy? Like, you be right here, dog. You and then I see you go through some shit, and then I see that, and then you go through some more shit, and then I see that, and I see you go through some more shit, and then I see you go through some more, and then it's just like you still have the energy to fucking pop back up and just be like, "What's up, dog? I'm here." I honestly, I feel like I can't give up, dog. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, fool. There's many times, lonely nights, where I might fucking break down and just be like, man, I wanna fucking quit this shit. Like, I'm done. Life is tiring, dog. Life is tiring, but I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm doing shit that my dad never did. I'm doing shit that my mom never did, and you know, not to talk down or anything, but it's just like, you know, I'm making some shit happen. I'm there for my kids, you know. Like I know, before I got busted, I was just a dad. I wasn't really a father figure. I wasn't. I was just, hey, baby, I'm here. I'm here. You know, but after I got out though, that's when I started jumping into my kids' lives. You know, homework, soccer, fucking anything that they're in. Cool. You know what I mean? I try and jump into it. I try not to be so judgmental.
Being a father, you know, father figure after getting out of jail, man. Just reflecting back on what you said, man. Like, because you never know what someone's going through, and you know, and how you bounce back from it and just always shine and just you know, like probably people just see you as a good spirit, you know, all the time, but you never know, man. And I could definitely say, man, damn it, I be feeling the same thing, bro. It's like sometimes I'm like, I cannot get a break.
No,
I'm like, I cannot get a fucking break.
And so what I learned from I don't read my Bible every day, but I try and read as much as I can, you know, but I am always reading scriptures or listening to scriptures. And as far as like when it says like we can't catch a break, it's because we're never meant to catch a break. And we're never meant to catch a break So it's like you shouldn't never feel like, oh man, I can't catch a like. You have to, like, I don't know. I feel like it's like you got to put that faith in God.
I think I know what you're saying. It's like I know sometimes we question like, why me? But they'll be like, why not me?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can't survive the things we've survived.
Nope.
The things we go through and the things that we can bounce back from.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people like that probably have more than me and you have in our pockets right now. That if they go through what me and you went through in life right now, they'll probably go crazy.
Crush them.
Their whole life will be over. They'll probably want to kill themselves. You know, like stuff like that. You know?
I remember when that time happened with me in the front yard. That was the homie Eddie told me. He's like, hey, Pops, like, look, there's 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds out here that have a whole house, have a whole family, or have all this, and they go through what you go through. You lost your family. I didn't lose my family. You just split up.
Yeah, no, sure.
You know, but it's just like people go through that and they spiral down and they fucking really, really go down. He's like, but you did it at a young age. So now when you're older, if you ever go through that shit again, life ain't over.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you know that.
It's
that.
just exactly. And it's just, that's why it's like, I feel like we shouldn't really like, you know, pay attention to too much of the bad. Like even coming over here, dog, like I ain't gonna lie, for like on the way out here, I knew my automatic payment was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I knew it. I was hoping it didn't, but I knew it, dog.
Because you wanted to feel that.
Yeah, but I told myself, "Sabes que, look, on some real shit, when I go over there and I enjoy my time with my brother and my people and this and that, that's all I'm really looking for is just and then whatever, you know what I mean? I put the rest of my faith into God's hands, you know. And some people are afraid to do that. Sometimes they're afraid to put their faith in God's hands, you know.
100%.
Like they be like, oh, you know. I mean, that's why they stress. That's why they overwhelm themselves when they start thinking about a certain position or a certain thing. You know, they overwhelm themselves. And you know, like the only thing I could say is like, look, do the best that you can. Don't overwhelm yourself and believe that God's going to help you. And if he don't help you, whatever struggle or whatever fucked up position you end up in, be happy about it.
Right.
Because you know what? There's a fucking reason. And God is going to help you get, as long as you believe in yourself, like, and be like, okay, because if something goes good, you're like, oh, God help me, I'm good. Right. You know, but when something bad happens, you're like, oh, fuck, man. Like,
right. You think he ain't there. But you assume that he's not helping you.
Exactly.
And just to rebuttal off that, it's like damn near like when you pray for something, they always say too, be careful what you pray for because he will give it to you.
Oh, fuck.
And guess what? He's not going to give it to you in the way that you think you are. You're not going to pray for strength and think he's just going to make you stronger. You're not going to pray for wisdom and think he's just going to make you wiser. You're going to pray for strength and he's going to put you in situations that's going to make you want to be powerful, be strong. You're going to pray for wisdom or whatever you pray for, and he's not going to give it to you. He's going to put you in certain situations that make you think smarter, get wiser, and gain from those moments and situations.
Fuck yeah.
And that's the way God works, man. That's the way a power of prayer work, you know. Right. And I always think about it. Why am I in the position that I'm in right now? Why did I, you know, my family's over there, you know, kind of similar situation, right? And I'm over here and I'm going through this because it's what you asked for. You said you wanted a better scenario for your show, and I gave it to you. Yeah. You said you had to lose your family a little bit.
You gotta look. That's you know? And that's where the grind and the hustle comes in, dog. Exactly. And the dedication. Shout out Nipsey Hussle, dog. Dedication, dedication, motivation, dedication. You gotta and then he says you're gonna go through every fucking emotion. And when I seen that video, when he said you go through every emotion doing this shit,
I
fucking felt that shit because I'm like, I go through like I when I started,
past couple months, I never felt what I felt in my heart in a long time.
Honestly, sometimes I feel it coming back to me back to back. But I think to myself all the time, like, man, like from when he said the dedication is because now I ain't gonna lie. Now people be like, hey, dog. You getting that music shit in? You doing it? Or hey, fool, you that's right. You know, they give me my little props. But I'm like, in the beginning, like some of these people were like, you gonna be a rapper, or they'll be like, hey dog, that rap was pretty nice, but you should have did this, you should have did that.
They doubted it.
I'm like, okay, bro, maybe you should fucking try and rap, dog. You know what I mean? You tell me how it is, dog. You let me know how it should be. You go rap something, fool, and then you tell me you can't come pull it out, fool. But it's that shit that I never and like honestly, it's kind of crazy because even with some of the closest people, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, they felt like they were supporting, but they were supporting because they're like, oh, I gotta support this fool.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta be right there because
because he might make it.
He might, you know, like, you know, but I don't know, like I'm just supporting because I'm just supporting.
Yeah.
But it's just like, when you believe in the homie, you support the homie, and hey, I'm gonna shout out. I can't say no names, but I'm gonna shout out all my homies, dog, that really fucking support and believe me, and y'all know who the fuck you are when I say that shit. I'm not gonna fucking, like I said, name no names, but all y'all motherfuckers that supported and seen the dream and still seeing the dream and then following me, fucking doing this shit, dog, like, is much love. I wouldn't be continue. I mean, I probably would. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be continuing. I don't give a fuck because they say, like, as many no's you keep going until you get a yes. Yeah. But I want to shout out to
it'll take 100 no's before that one.
But
yes.
I want to give a big gracias and a big thanks to all my supporters, all my homies, all my loved ones that's been believing me in this shit since day one, and they've been fucking on the road with me since day one, seeing this journey, dog. Because this is a fucking journey, and this journey ain't 100%. Over. This journey's still going. It's picking up. You know what I mean? There's always, like you said, there's gonna be a roller coaster, dog.
For sure.
Up and down. Sure. Everywhere you go, dog. You might go around. You might go down. You might go up. You know what I mean? You might go upside down. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But
it's always preparation, man, for what you've been asking for. And I had to realize that. And because sometimes I ask God, like, make me a warrior for you.
Fuck,
you know, like, give me strength.
Yes.
Like if there's enemies around me and in front of me, give me the strength to really, like, break it down and, like, really realize and see these things. And, like, you know, if my relationship ain't for me, give me the strength to either move on or fix me.
Yes.
And you know, I pray for these things, man.
Yes, you got to.
And it happens.
And that's crazy. That's crazy because
not the way you wanted to, but
it's because that I've been getting into, you know, or I mean, I ain't gonna lie, one of the biggest motherfuckers that I follow, dog, and that I watch is he goes by Johnny Chang, and I love his scriptures and his shit because it's really like it's like Christianity at the most. He's like, man, I did Buddhism, I did this, I did that, but I tried all these religions. I read the Quran. He's done so many things. He's like, but when it came down to Christianity, and I found my shit with like, that's where because God already laid down his life for us. So we're already perfect. And whenever we feel that we're not perfect, or whenever we feel that we're fucking up, we think to ourselves, oh, we fucked up, we're not good in his eyes, or we're not there, you know, like we fucked up on God. No. At the end of the day, when we fuck up and we think about it, God makes us fuck up so that we can think to him, so be like, hey, damn, God, like, God, I'm going through this, like that's why he says, like, when you pray, when you're in a bad position, you pray. When you're not in a bad position, pray as well. Right. You don't have to pray for the things, you know, oh, please don't let me go to jail, please don't let this happen,
just a thank you.
Just you could pray, you could pray for many things, like you said. Don't be afraid to pray for your dreams as well, though. Right. Because you pray for things not to happen, you pray for good things to happen. Right. But you never wake up in the morning on a good day and you never pray to yourself like, Lord, like, you know, get me through these struggles, and give me the wisdom, the knowledge, and the strength to, you know, to get through these battles through the week, so that I can be a better me, so that I can walk and walk in the life and follow my purpose through you, through me, through all that. So it's just like, gotta walk with. And honestly, like, that's why I feel when people say that, when you start walking with God and you feel that,
you feel it.
Shit happens, bro. Shit happens, and you tell people, and they be like, "Yeah, I pray, I this, I that."
But I don't feel it, or it don't happen.
It's because it's the faith inside,
they
baby.
Don't believe.
That faith inside, you gotta have. You gotta believe.
It's a lot of people that's atheists and people who don't believe in God, and they're walking around here, and that's their belief, and they would never experience God because their belief is he's not real to them. And there's so much more millions of people walking with God every day, bro. And they be like, how did you get through it? I just told you, God. You know, I couldn't do this on my own.
You know the crazy thing is that I've had a couple of homies, or I met a couple people that were atheists, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm like, okay, so I got a question for you. You know, and it's nothing crazy, it's just a simple question. Like, you come to a red light, dog. You stop. and let's say it's 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. You're in the middle of nowhere. Crossroads, ain't no streets, no cities, no nothing. It's just a red light. Do you go or do you stop? He's all like, oh, well, I'll wait till it turns green, I'll go. Or fuck it, fool, I'll just go. Now, you know what? You know what I mean? Yeah, but that mentality of thinking, do I go? Do I not? The question of you asking yourself, should I or should I not? Why do you ask that? Why do you ask that question to yourself every time you make a decision? Why do you say, is it right or is it wrong? Is this good or is this bad? Some people do it and they don't even ask themselves. They're like, oh, fuck it, I just do it. You know, but in the way back in their mentality, they know, well, I'm doing this shit is wrong. I'm taking this shit. It's wrong. Whether they give a fuck or not, they be like, I don't give a fuck, I'll take that shit, bam, bam.
Yeah.
You know, but they know in the back of their head, hey, I just took some shit that's not mine and I did wrong. What gives you that mentality of being right or wrong? That's God.
Yeah.
It's God telling you, hey, you know damn well you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? Or you know, hey, you know you did wrong.
Right. 100%. And I always think about something that that someone brought up to me on one of my episodes. I think it was a he or she, but they were like everything came from something. You get me? It's like this universe came from something, whether it's the Big Bang and whether it's a creator, but just know this. Everything came from something. This episode came from something. The buildings that you see around us came from something. So where do you think we came from? We came from something. It wasn't just crawling out of the water and becoming tadpoles.
He was a frog.
Right. We came from something, and they know it. The spiritual energy we feel in this earth every day that we don't see is coming from somewhere we just don't know it. So anybody who don't believe in God, it's because strictly they just don't want to believe in him, and they choose to not believe in, because we have a choice. We do have a decision.
Yes,
either you're gonna make that choice to believe, or you're not gonna believe. But it's 100% up to you. So those who don't believe in God, it's not that they don't think he's real. It's because he never came through for them. So they choose not to believe in God, and that's straight up. Because it's like, okay, do you rather believe in the devil? And they choose not to believe in the devil. They choose to believe in neither, because they don't want to believe in the devil and see how crazy and chaotic their life can get if they believe in the devil, but they refuse to believe in God. Because some of them, honestly, I feel like they think about heaven and the goodness and like, damn, I gotta be perfect though, or else God is not gonna, you know.
And that's right there that you said that. That's the thing that I feel like that's what holds back a lot of fucking people. It's crazy 100%. How we jumped to hey, shout out podcast. Sorry we got into this, but y'all gonna listen to some real shit. It sucks that when people feel that they're not, perfect. At the end of the day, nobody's fucking perfect. 100%. Nobody's perfect. And when God gave his life to save us, he saved, like when he gave his life, we're saved. We're saved. We're perfect, but we're not perfect. But the thing in your head every day, whenever you say, "Ah, man, I didn't fucking go to workout," or "Oh fuck, I missed a Bible study," or I fucking didn't do this, or all that mentality of I didn't, or that's God. I mean, that's God. That's the devil telling you that you couldn't. But when you say, "Oh man, I missed the appointment. You know what? Next week I'm gonna wake up earlier and I'm gonna get there." That's God telling you, like, hey, you're not letting the devil bring you down and put you down, because there's two ways you can go about it. Fuck, I missed the meeting. Well, fuck, it's just a stupid meeting. I'm not gonna go. I won't even go next week anyways, because it's not gonna matter if I went this week, next week. It fucking won't matter. But that's what the devil wants you to do, to fuck your shit up. He puts shit in your head so you can start falling down this line where it's just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. But when you start thinking to yourself like, oh well, fuck yeah, I made that mistake, but I could do better, or hey, you know what, I'm gonna get it in next week, or you know what, and that's God, and that's the faith that he's putting in you. And if you forget about that and you don't realize, like, hey, I could do better, tell yourself, remember, whenever something's telling you that you can't, whenever something's telling you that, hey, you're fucking a piece of shit, or you're this and that, that's the devil in your head trying to make you feel that way, because he wants you to feel like shit so you can go and do all the shit that he wants you to do. But when you be like, hey, you know what? I fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna do better. I'm not gonna drink today. I'm not gonna this and that today. That's
It's
God.
so crazy that you said that, man, because it is so easy to slip and do the bad things. But you know what's hard? Doing the right thing and pushing yourself to do the right thing. And it's so crazy that that's the hardest
Motivation,
thing to do.
dog.
Exactly.
To
Stay
be
motivated and
staying
grounded.
motivated, dog.
Right.
It's very hard for people to do because they say, oh well, I didn't go to the gym today.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it, I'm not gonna go to the gym tomorrow.
Yeah,
You know?
and that should tell you something right there. It's like why is doing the good thing so hard, but doing bad things so fucking easy
as fuck.
Don't that seem like there's kind of like an entity that's controlling those two?
Yes, yes, and the entity that is creating that is the fact that the devil doesn't want you to do good, dog. So whenever you're doing good, if you're doing bad, just that's why everything's coming easy to you, because it's just easy. He's giving to you. You want it, all right, cool.
Right.
But you're doing good. He's gonna make every fucking road bumpy as fuck for you. All right, baby mama left you. All right, you this on that. All right, you ain't got no car. All right, you ain't got no this. You want to know why he did all that shit to you? Because your motherfucking faith is so strong that you never gave up not one of those times that you took my car. All right, fuck it. God is going to take me. He's going to take care of me. All right, you did this now. All right, it's all good. God's going to take care. Oh, so what? You're not mad that I just took your shit? All right, let me take some more shit. You know what I mean? Like, you keep your fucking face strong.
You know the crazy part about that too? It's like I've never heard a celebrity, like maybe they're out there, but I've never heard a celebrity said, "Oh, the devil made me get here, and the devil is the reason why I'm so successful, and like the devil is the reason." It's like even though we see the evilness within the industry and everything like that, but every time I hear real successful people, like real millionaires, real speakers, and like
give it up to God,
right? They're always saying, "I could not do this without God,"
and that's a fucking fact, dog. And that's one thing that you should look at. That we watch all these movies, we watch all this shit that be happening online and on social media. Remember that shit. Remember that every single motherfucking time somebody's up there getting a Grammy award, doing this, doing that, they be like, hey, thank you to the man upstairs. Thank you, gracias. He's the one who helped me believe it. He's the one who helped me see it. And as many times as people told me that it was not gonna happen, I did not let that shit break me. I kept my relationship with God, and here we are now. And then people get mad at it because they're like, oh, well, believe in yourself, dog. Believe in God. Believe in, like,
you know it's crazy, and we'll end it in a minute, but you know it's crazy, and I always tell people, if you don't believe in God or believe that there's something out there higher than us, stop breathing and see how bad you need to breathe. Go jump off of an airplane or something like that without a parachute, and do it on your own. Make sure you survive that fall on your own, and if you really believe that none of this is real, God isn't real, like this is all a fairy tale, a dream, then you know what? It should be easier for you to tell yourself, I won't do anything, I won't pay no bills, I won't go to work, because you don't have to, because it doesn't matter to you, because nothing matters, right? Stop doing it and see where your life ends up. Then see if you'll continue to believe or believe what you believe in. So, man, what an episode, man. Damn, we got really deep, man. And I love it, man.
I got a little deep on there, huh? It's like, hey, in the Sin City, we got a little holy.
Right. Yeah, we need a little Jesus out here, but man, you know what? Shout out to Young Duck, man.
Hey,
I just want to say thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming by, for real.
I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure, it was definitely a pleasure, enjoy your birthday, man. Enjoy your birthday, enjoy your week, your weekend, man. Have fun, man. Turn up. Tell me how it go. And you're still doing music, man. I would love, when we do another event, to hopefully have you out here and experience this Vegas lifestyle and hitting the stage.
If you ever have an event though, you ever have some shit going on, and they say we're looking for artists, my brother stays out here. It ain't too far from me. Just be like, hey, I got Mikey Mike, I got the homie Young Doug, and the homie Nate, dog. They'll pull up, we'll pull up. You want to listen to their music, check out their tracks. We got some good hot tracks on there. So I just want to say thank you, gracias. city of fucking or city, right?
Sin
Las
City,
Vegas, right?
yeah.
City,
Nevada,
city,
Las
you know,
Vegas,
Nevada,
yeah.
state of Nevada, city of Las Vegas.
Hey.
Shots for having me, dog. I appreciate my
sure,
boy
for
AJ,
sure,
dog.
for sure.
You know,
Yep.
day one since day one. So you know what I mean?
For sure. And there y'all have it, man. Here on the May Revenue on Your podcast. Make sure y'all make it to the end, because this was definitely a worthy episode, y'all. So we'll catch y'all next time. All right, tune in.
Yes,
Stay
sir.
blessed. Yeah.